I've been testing this Deep 27 Cafec dripper for around a few weeks, so I found out that it is extremely well balanced brewer and I can achieve enormously good coffee using it. And today I'm going to show you 4 recipes. The key features of the recipes. They designed to have different amount of coffee, 6 grams of coffee, 10 grams, 15 and 20 grams. The great thing is that they will share water temperature and the grind size. So the only parameter that will change is your pouring structure. And the flavor will be more or less the same. And I need to tell you right away how we're gonna adjust our grind size, because this is the most important and the only parameter that we will adjust here. If you have a coffee refractometer, it is nice because it will be way easier. But if not, what to concentrate on? If you see that your coffee is caramel-ish, like 2 caramel flavor, it is also light and lacks acidity. So you can describe it as a little bit watery. And probably the most important parameter is lack of proper aftertaste. It slides out and becomes thin in flavor. We need proper thick aftertaste. So decrease the grind size, make it smaller until you get this flavor. As for the water, the temperature will be 90 degrees for all of the coffees. Because if you go higher, there will be like some drying. It's not nice. So the most balanced you will get with 90 degrees Celsius, and it just works. Let's talk about the pouring. So here we'll have 6 grams, 100 grams of water. Water will be divided for 5 equal pours, 20 grams each. 20, 40, 60, 80 and 100. And we're doing bloom 30 seconds. So then, after the bloom, we're gonna use spiral motion to wet the coffee, and from there we're gonna pour in the center. Let's make 20 grams first pour to make bloom. And from here just pour to the center. Every pour is done when it starts to switch to the drips, to the drops. As you can see, it's dropping now. So when it starts to switch from the constant flow to the drops, we need to fully drain the water. As for the pourings, I try to get as close to the brewer, to the coffee as I can. As you can see, there is a flow and it's almost ready for the next portion of water. Yeah, you can see probably that it starts not to flow but to drop. Or you can see. But you can see at the top that there is no water left. It's fully drained. The flow rate is not super high, but when we increase the dose, it will be higher. It will be like 6 to 9 grams per second. And it is ready. And again, after it finishes, like it starts to go from the flow to the drops, we need to wait at least 30 seconds to make it drain completely. Like we wait till the drop starts to be like not super regular. And these like 30 seconds of drops will make the flavor significantly better. As for the pours for 10 grams of coffee and 160 grams of water, here the pours will be 30, 60, 90, 120 and 160. As well as here we will have 30 seconds bloom, and from there, and after the bloom, it will be in the center. Pouring will be in the center. This one is ready. 3 minutes. Now to 60. Right in the center. That way coffee will not stuck on the filter, so that it will still contact the coffee in the next pour. And here we're waiting for the flow. Yeah, started to switched to drops. 90. Next is 120 and 160. So 5 pours, but then we will decrease. In our next recipe, there will be 4 pours and 3 pours. It switched to drops. 120. Switch to drops and 160. As for the drops, you can see that they're pretty fast still. So we need to wait longer to make them less frequent. Because it's 3 minutes. You can wait for additional 20 seconds. Yeah, this seems like normal frequency. I will take it off. Let's swiftly check our TDS. Here we clearly could go smaller, but let's check our second sample. For this exact coffee, smaller grind size will be better. And how I'm perceiving it, it is watery and it is caramelish. Judging by the taste, they both okay, drinkable, but as you can see, 10 grams, a little bit better. Both not perfect, both could be decreased in terms of the grind size, but still nice. I will call it good enough. And of course, the grind size needs to be decreased in both cases in order to get more complex cup and better aftertaste. Like when you feel that there is a layer of taste on your tongue and it is lingering, that's the sign that it's brewed correctly. The grind size is perfect. And again, if there is low amount of acidity, you decrease the grind size and it will show up if you had such cup which had a lot of caramel and low body. Now I'm using the same grind size in order to show you the difference that we will have in 15 gram and 20 gram dose. Here the technique will be slightly different and of course not perfect dose, not a problem. So as for the bloom, here we will have the bloom, here we will not. And let's start from 15 grams. The pours will be 30 grams, 80 grams, 160 and 250. 30 grams bloom, we do in the spiral. Waiting for 30 seconds and then we're doing another spiral at the start and then pouring to the center for the rest of the pours. And as with the previous brews, from the bloom we will make another pour when it's drained. Here is our 30 seconds, making a spiral to wet the coffee better and pour into the center till 80 grams. From there, don't watch in time because it doesn't matter, just watch on the flow. When it starts like here, switch into drops. Here 160, I could pour a little bit faster. And to 50. To 40, still dripping, and it will drip for like 40 seconds more. As for this one, the approach will be different. We're making all 3 pours without the bloom, so we don't wait for 30 seconds, we wait longer until it drains completely, every pour. 3 pours, 100 gram each, and first pour will be spiral and the next one will be to the center. The recipe provides slightly different cup profile, but still nice. As you can see, there is just enough space to fit 100 grams. As you can see, here is the water still. We can see it clearly. And it's almost drained. Make fast pour till 200 grams. Slow it down towards the end. So as you can see, coffee is wet, and that's what we need. It's not perfect, of course, we can agitate it, but this recipe is designed for simplicity. And it's almost ready for the next pour. Two fast drops, I need a little bit slower drop. Yeah. And here you have it. So the brewing time more or less the same. Let's check our samples. The flavor is more or less the same as previous. It needs a smaller grind size for sure, this coffee. But as you can see, the TDS more or less the same. 340, and we're taking it off. So the point was to show that with the same grind size, they will be more or less the same in terms of extraction. This is 20 gram dose, slightly better aftertaste here. Like in a hot cup, even more perceived. As for the balance of the cup, when you adjust the grind size, the recipes will make balanced cup of coffee. So there will not be a huge difference in terms of the balance of flavor. So for this coffee with the standard brew, I would go for 2 rotations and 9 numbers. Now with 3 rotations, 1 number. So 2 numbers less to get the proper extraction. So as you can see, it's more or less the same. When you use it with the same grind size, it will create relatively balanced cup everywhere with every recipe. And don't forget that you can get this coffee filter holder, which supports Cafec Deep 27 filters, and these brewer stands on my side, and as well as coffee if you are in the USA. Thanks for watching, see ya!